It seemed to work.
Think it's working?
Think we're
Oh,
live.
we are live. Yeah, I'm late on the song.
You have the song?
Ah, hold on. Damn it. I
Experiencing some
Technical
minor technical
difficulties. Beep, beep,
differences.
beep, beep,
technical
beep.
difficulty. God damn it. Let's see. There we go. Audio. There we go. Finally, sorry, my bad.
I thought you had that part right before. It
Well, I
was the
had
live
it. I
version.
had it, but then I turned off share screen share, whatever.
Well, I'll roll another joint then if it's like that. Beep. Oh, what's it going to this week, Wes?
Trying to fix
Beside
like,
the difficulties that you got with your laptop tonight.
Oh, I
yeah.
got all kinds of difficulties.
You don't need any Bluetooth. We're gonna get sponsored by Bluetooth soon. So what's up with you, Patent?
It's been busy working, just dealing with county paperwork and a fucking dam that got damaged during the earthquake and all the resulting bullshit that goes with that. And yeah, mostly that.
Smoking a lot of weed on top of it to cope with it.
Yep, yep, yep.
Yeah, smoking on Bluetooth. Blue cheese
Getting
tonight.
higher. Well, my mind was blowing 5 minutes ago when Potent told me that King Charles was growing weed, and I said, "No fucking way." And he said, "Way," and I was like, "No way," but apparently he is. Apparently
Yeah,
he
now if
is.
you want some kind bud, you can ask the king. The king of kind bud.
Well, I wonder if Windsor Kush could be another one. What could his strains
I think
be?
he has supplanted Arjan as the king of cannabis.
Move over, Arjun. New king of cannabis in town.
It's the Royal Rumble.
Hurrah. I mean, in the Rumble, I'm putting the money on Arjun. Arjun's going to throw him around a little bit, I think.
Oh no, the king of cannabis have been dethroned by the real king of England.
Yep, gotta grow and everything.
I hope he gets spider mites. Not gonna lie.
That would be really funny.
Don't you wish him Spider-Man?
Yeah, exactly. Royal thrips, royal root aphids.
The royal kid. Oh, talking of bugs, Anethis Bioprotection that came on the show at one point last year. They've won the Bioprotection Award of the Grow Up this year. the grow up at Toronto that was yesterday and today.
Very cool. Very cool.
So uh, if you want to take care of your garden with predator bug in Canada, you got Annetis protection. Annetis Protect.
Yeah.
There was a genius that tried to go from San Francisco to Frankfurt, Germany with 150 pounds of weed. Got busted today.
He tried to pass incognito, right?
Well, what's weird is 130 vacuum sealed bags totaling 151 pounds. Like, what was the weight of those bags then? Like, that's a weird math on that, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Like 151 divided by 130. 1.16 pounds. Like, who the fuck packed? What is
Oh
that?
yeah, because he must have sell it in kilo. It's 2.2 pound by kilo.
Well, what would that be in
Well, that should be 220, 2,000 grams or 1,000 grams.
1,000 grams
that would
is a
still be
kilo.
like 68 and a half kilos. It still doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's 1.5 fucking.
Yeah, see, it doesn't. Whoever it is, their scale wasn't zeroed, is what the problem was.
That's why he
They
got
thought they were
busted. His
giving
That
out
guy's
scale
been
was
getting a
off.
130
good deal
pounds
for a
and
while.
His scale of judgment was off. That's why he got arrested.
I just thought that was a peculiar part of the
That is how
story.
you get narked out right there. You fucking.
Yeah,
Your
that's
scale
that's
of
that's what
judgment.
happened. The person that weighed it fucked up the math, so they had to get them busted, cover their ass. There's another one.
Yeah,
So they have like these bin stores, um, where they get like mail and like shit that didn't get mailed on Amazon and stuff. Somebody found a pound of weed in one of them in Des Moines, Iowa, or Clive, whatever the fuck it is. I always thought that was pretty funny. What else we got? Oh yeah, this guy tried to smuggle. This was another one. Where was it here? 100 and some bags, 120 vacuum sealed bags. They say
from
was worth.
Toronto to Scotland Yard.
No, they didn't say the weight though. Wait, what?
Wait a minute. He did cocaine with under dry ice. He was claiming. Oh yeah. He tried to hide cocaine under dry ice.
Not a bad idea.
I mean, hey.
The picture's great.
Now, if you just put fish on top, he would have been fine.
Right?
It's fish scales cocaine.
Nobody was digging
What else
through
we
that.
got? New York passed free weed for cannabis patients, 1,000 patients in as part of the shelter project. It's pretty cool. That was cool. What else we got? Nebraska wants to make weed illegal, like Texas just did, and then they did the math that it's going to cost them 2.9 million in lost tax revenue if they do that, based on current sales in the state. So we'll see
Great
if
Britain
this.
is Great Britain's talking about decriminalizing.
Yeah, well, when the king is growing weed, I feel like they can't really arrest people anymore. I feel like you gotta like do what Thailand did. Let's let the
I don't
king be
know.
like, all right,
Never.
it's legal now.
I Never underestimate the cops.
Right. We got Delaware still doesn't have any dispensaries after 2 years of legalization. They keep fucking up all the licensing. That's cool.
They cannot figure out the retail store. What the hell?
Only 3 cities won't even allow it, which is absurd. And then the way it's written, the state says that they can override the local bans, which is nice because most states don't do that. Like all the tourist beach towns in Delaware are all banning it like assholes. It's a lot of lost revenue.
Well, at least in my city, we got one dispensary beside the highway, and we got another one beside a big park. So you
Ohio's
can go
gonna
buy your weed in there and go smoke a joint in the park.
they're gonna change the limits on THC products in Ohio. And then also limit like public consumption.
I was thinking we needed more rules.
Yeah.
I'm thinking weed doesn't have enough rules right now. We need some more. Let's get some more. These guys are right on it.
Yeah, mostly that you really want to deal with a ton of rule when you're smoking a joint. Rule
You have to be
and
3,000
regulation.
feet from a fucking front door.
There was something
And
else on this
beware
too.
that cannabis make you laugh or tired or
Oh, but it also allows CBD drinks to be sold anywhere with a liquor license. So bars would be allowed to start selling CBD products without worrying about their liquor license.
oh yeah, I'm so high I drank some CBD drink.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought that would have been covered by them.
That was just interesting.
It,
Why they
it
attached
it's
it to a
That's
weed business.
ridiculous, no?
yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting that they would even have any say in it. Like it's not a liquor, and it doesn't do
Well, yeah, but you got
CBD
to be
doesn't
careful with the
CBD
liquor.
doesn't intoxicate you though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
no, it doesn't make any
ridiculous.
sense.
Yeah, like you're all it's gonna do is mellow you out, like at best.
What else we got?
The
U.S. appeals
worst I
court
had when I
rejected
took a
challenge to
lot of
federal
CBD
marijuana
was
ban.
I was feeling shaky. Yeah, I was feeling like if I was shaking in my own skin. I don't know if it have happened to you, Wes.
Well, I don't
You
know.
t
I noticed with CBD weed, whenever I smoke CBD weed, I'd never get as high as I wanted to.
No, you cannot be that high
even
with
even if you
CBD.
got a 3 to 1 or whatever, yeah, just that was my biggest complaint about it was like I'd smoke and never really get where I wanted to be because yeah, just keeps blocking receptors.
So they just the in Boston they tried to file and say that the federal ban was no longer constitutional, and it got rejected. So keep trying, I guess. We got mayor back support reports call for cannabis law reform. This was I think I opened the wrong one. Never mind, that was the wrong article. Texas likely to expand medical marijuana program eligibility amid looming hemp ban, which is interesting. It's like they want to do what Oklahoma did and like make it all medical only and all that shit. Seems like we'll see how that goes.
Well,
I've
as long
actually
as
been to
med
one of
as
the
long I
the
almost
only 3 legal places that they grow THC in Texas right now.
see, I almost like when it is a medical program and then they just like they've left it alone pretty much, you know. I don't know.
Mhm.
And sometimes the metal program was the best program, and that's the way I felt about it. Like really before legalization, was the medical program here was good enough, and anybody could get into it, so you might as well have. But
So the bill would allow licensed dispensers to open more satellite locations, which supporters say is necessary to prevent industry collapse. It would add 9 dispensaries to bring the total to 12. So there's only 3 currently, and I've been to one of the 3. What's wild is in Texas, they have to have their cultivation, extraction, and retail all in the same building,
Facility.
which is
That's
fucking
crazy.
insane.
That's insane.
Yeah, here,
That's you
Texas
almost have to have
license
three different high HVAC systems.
in Texas, licensed cannabis providers must house all operations, including cannabis cultivation, processing, extraction, manufacturing, testing, and dispensing under one roof. Complete fucking insanity from a safety standpoint. Like that's nuts.
You're dealing
Like
with heat
that should
from your
never be
grow while
allowed.
you're trying to make 6-star hash next to it while you
Right? Yeah, are you doing your CO2 and you have like a line leak
yeah.
and everyone in the dispensary is just dead? Like, what the fuck? Like, no, no. There's a reason why these are regulated differently. Like, how are you gonna put a C1D1 in a space that also has a retail space? Like, what the actual fuck is up with that zoning? Like, that just makes no sense from a safety standpoint whatsoever. Like cultivation and processing or cultivation and testing and dispensing, okay, but like extracting, manufacturing, that needs to be done in a separate space because they have like different requirements. Manufacturing, if you're doing food goods, that all needs to be food grade. So like this just makes no fucking sense.
I think that's the idea. I think that's the
State
idea.
regulations also prohibit inventory storage of medical cannabis products in multiple locations. Products must be distributed from the central dispensary. Any prescription scheduled for pickup outside the central dispensary must be driven daily to and from the pickup location, sometimes thousands of miles round trip. That's fucking nuts. You can get an ounce of go weed in Austin for like 125, 150 bucks. Wild. And we got Texas to push through THC ban. This is basically all but signed by Governor Hot Wheels. So it's fucked. Yeah, $8 billion industry in Texas, and they're gonna nuke it. They're fucking stupid.
Huh.
We got. Oh yeah, they're gonna expand. We just talked about that. Men are more likely than women to smoke weed. Women prefer cannabis edibles and drinks and lotions to smokable products. A recent study.
I concur.
Hold up. Hold up. Who would. Oh, it's not as bad as I thought it was. There's definitely like spider mites visible on that leaf, though. Anyways, that was kind of funny. And then we got smoking weed and consuming edibles linked to early heart disease, allegedly. They're trying to find any kind of problems with weed. That was the weird news stories for the week. If I find any others while we're here, I'll let you know.
All right. So what's in the garden this week?
Same thing as last week. Same thing as last week.
It's still
Um,
growing.
it's still growing. That reversal is working, but it's just starting to push male flowers now. So it might be too late for these ones, but we'll see. We will see. Um, they're coming along. The coots are coming along nicely. Looking really good. A couple of them are really frosty. Uh, yeah. Uh, Then the Shishkaberry Tahoe OGs, those are like leading the charge for being the biggest in the seedlings over in the veg side. Yeah, with some a couple of the C3s right behind, and then the Jack Rippers in there too, and a couple cuts of the 5 OG that are in there as well. But everything in there is doing great. So everything's come along nicely,
So how
progressing.
many C3 that you had?
I have like 7 or 9 or something like that. I think like nine. I think
So
like nine.
so you'll get a couple mil in it.
Sixteen
You'll be
hundred
For
able
K
to
sure.
use it.
1600 kg but intercepted in Halifax, Nova Scotia.
Damn, estimated value of 12 million.
I don't know. Let's see about that. 12.
No,
Because half the time they
but
have like
that's just
insane prices.
cop math, cop math.
Yeah. 1610. They're saying 7,453
A pound.
a fucking kilo. So we'll call that in half. So they're saying 3,700 a pound. Oh,
Yeah, that's a
It's been falsely declared as tile on the documentation provided.
yeah, $3,726 per pound ish. I don't know. I don't think weed's going for 3,700 a pound in Canada.
man. I want your fence.
Canada's investing 1.3 billion to bolster security at the border. Keep out the American invaders.
No, no. My heart's
So
broken. Too
I
many of
was
my countrymen.
thinking, Wes, for your garden, you'll need to pop more of the coot seeds to find a mill.
Yeah, true,
Don't
true.
worry, we still have seeds of it.
This is true. This is true. And Jeep says he's sending that package. I know he's good for it. I know he's good for it. He's gonna send it.
I know you're gonna send it, but which year?
No, well, you know what? As long as he's
I've
preserving them
not
at the
talked
right time.
with him recently. I've not talked
But
with
I
him
know
recently.
he's going to. I know he's gonna send it. See, it's just
He was about to send it the last time I've talked with him.
he gets distracted.
Yeah, it's just annoying sometimes.
Well, I'm not losing faith. I know Jeeps is gonna fucking mail it.
The party is officially over in Thailand. They're putting new rules mandating medical prescriptions for sales in Thailand.
He tried to catch people that smuggle out cannabis.
Yeah. Dispensers be allowed to sell cannabis only in those with licenses or with prescriptions from medical professionals, including traditional medicine practitioners. Take effect in 40 days. Amount sold will be limited to 30 days of use, according to health minister. Anyways, yeah, so it's about to get fucked. But yeah, the writing's been on the wall there for a while. It's so cheap now. I mean, it's literally like a few cents per gram because they've just flooded the market. It was a fun time when it lasted for that blip in history.
Yeah, yeah, no, that was cool. That's cool watching the grow up there and stuff.
See, interesting to see what other countries legalize in the next couple of years.
I'm surprised they didn't. I'm surprised that they didn't keep it going and use it as a tourism booster, you know. Seems to be a big part of their economy. You think they would, but whatever.
Yeah. Fine.
Crazy.
Yeah. Find it. I was gonna share something. I can't find it here. Oh. Oh, sorry, I don't have much to talk about today. I've mostly just been dealing with the paperwork for the water board and the fucking fish and wildlife and county and all the unfun parts of doing license renewals. But it's what you got to do, unfortunately.
Do you know there's a comic book, Asterix and Obelix, that go to Rome, and they have to deal with the Rome bureaucracy. The 12
Yeah,
work of Asterix and Obelix.
I remember them. I remember them.
You remember that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a funny one that explained the bureaucracy. They ask you to file a documentary at that office, and then they make you go down three story down to go get another paper, and then another one, and then another approbation, and it never ends. Till Obelix start to punch people in the face and claim that it get done, and he's able to make stuff done by hitting one after the other. The reality is not like that, but yeah, it's a funny cartoon. Yeah, able to get stuff done. So what you're reversing your plant on? You get it on the
One of the just took a coot clone, took one of the coot clones and reversed it.
yeah, but on what you gonna hit the button on? What
All the
gonna be
coots.
the
I'm gonna
receiver?
some feminized coots and maybe I'll put a couple other cuts in there, but I probably don't want to mention those because I don't want to anger coot.
Oh no,
So I would
not
never
some
put it.
cookies
I would
and
never.
some
No, I'm not.
gelato.
There would be no cookies gelato, and then I wouldn't use Skittles either. So like, just
So you're
nothing
good
with
to
the
go.
nothing with the candy name. But
But already that you've got his good friend Subcool in the garden.
well, I'm just. I don't think I'll be crossing those together. I mean, that's a little too much.
But Chernobyl with the coot seeds may be a good cross.
Chernobyl with the coot seeds might be a good cross. You might be right. You might be right. The coot seeds are really hardy. I think they're just that I'm interested just to look into them when I'm get somewhere I can grow outdoors a little bit better than here, but because they'll
Yeah,
be really good. They'll be really good to look somewhere where the environment's a little better. I think they do. I think they do really well. Even those Bacalolo backcross ones, I think they do well down in Antigua, like fairly well anyways. They're fairly hardy. Might need a little shade cloth or something to keep them under control, but
yeah, it's worth it. And you gonna pop the Africana soon, or you wait a couple run again?
Well, I think I'm gonna get these. I'm gonna look through. I'm gonna look through everything I have here right now before I get into anything new. See what I like with what I have here, Pop. Whether the shishka berry's good. If I get a good, see what I get a good for a good Chernobyl, and yeah, and yeah, we'll definitely be doing this. We'll definitely either be doing just a Jack the Ripper times Jack the Ripper and having Chernobyls in the room, or vice versa, do Chernobyl times Chernobyl and have the Jack Ripper females in the room or something like
But
that.
you should pop more Chernobyl to find something special. You got enough
You
seeds of
think
it.
so? I do. I do have a lot, that's for sure.
Yeah, for the
You
people that
sent me.
have grown the Chernobyl, you can find a lot of the good stuff in it, but to find a good female to really worth it, you may need a couple seeds for that. I mean, it's always better to have a selection on an 100 than having a selection on 10.
This is true. You're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. Yes, I agree. The bigger sample you look at, the more likely to find an outlier. And
But
like even
I would just be ruthless for keeping a female, and I would keep more the male before that you really find a female that's really good.
why do you say that?
Because it's easier to find a male to use than a female. A female, it need to be really the best so that it transmit the best. The male is just a progeny from his ancestry. Pro- it, it's what worth it. Look at the male as what's his ancestry. He come from a line of champion. You know it's gonna be a champion.
I mean, you hope so. But yeah, you're right. You're right. And yeah, even you start with good genetics, you're usually gonna finish with something good anyway. So
Yeah, it's easy when
you're
you
right.
spot a good male. It look like a female till it start to grow too much, and then you realize it's too tall to be a female.
That's, that is true. That's true. Yeah. So you were talking about stuff in your collection that you want to pop, but you haven't popped yet. What is your thing that you have that you're sitting on that you have want to pop but haven't popped?
I got some Runny cross with Iraqi.
Oh yeah, yeah,
There is famous Runny clone from Montreal, cross with Iraqi,
yeah,
and I've I've got some purple ace seeds crossed with Kootenai that they were too old when I tried to pop them. They're still alive, but with embryo rescue, I guess I could make them to pop.
yeah.
But
Huh.
I guess it won't happen. Maybe they are lost. They were looking like the all-time ace.
Very cool.
That's the
Very cool.
genetic that was looking the closest to that. And I got some Chernobyl F3 that I would like to make a hunt in it, but I don't have any place to grow. But that's one of the project that I would like to pursue the filial generation of Chernobyl and make it happen so that it's a stable strain. I wish I could make it a stable strain, a stable seed line.
IBL.
Yeah, I wish I could make it.
What kind of variation do you experience now?
Oh, there's plant that look like the Northern Light. There's plant that look like yeah, different variation of Northern Light. There's a lot of it. There's plant that were looking like a shitrol, but were smoking like like a haze. The plant was looking like a shitrol. You had plant that were looking like the jack arrow. You were looking, there was plant that was looking a bit more like the Jack the Ripper, and there was some plant that were like a mango pine, other that were more citrus. There was a bit of berry. There was a lot of variation in this line. The F1 and the F2 were a lot of variation. So what you got is a back cross of the F2 cross with the F1.
Nice. Nice. Well, I look forward to seeing what's out there, what
Oh,
there is there.
you've got bacon, Canadian bacon that was growing some of those seeds a while ago, and you had a lot of plants that were pretty frosty in the Chernobyl. It's a famous strain for ashish, so that's one
Probably
of the
Chernobyl is.
favorite. Yeah, Chernobyl, it's a good ashish strain.
Maybe need to put it across that shishka berry.
I think so.
That could be good.
I think
That
it
could be
would
good.
make a ideal strain with the. Yeah, you could use a male or reverse it on it. A good female of Chernobyl, it's maybe the key of making another filial generation to that. So that's why I've got you enough seeds so that you can play around and find the best one to make another filial generation and further the strain. Make it the IBL.
Maybe, or maybe I'll just smash it together with some gelato and and some Skittles. I'll make some new juicy fruit and runts. Well, runts is already out, so we can't use that one. So I don't know, everlasting gobstoppers, something like that. Something like that.
Yeah, one of the funny thing is a lot of people search a Ashes strain, but they don't want to pay for the new seeds that come on the market that are famous for that. Because you can find a lot of new strain that are pretty good for Ashes.
Agreed. Agreed. There's lots of heavy dumpers out there.
Yeah, the Chernobyl is a good dumper, but it's not a good R yield of
Hmm.
plant.
I see. Yeah, that's kind of a double-edged sword there. I mean,
Yeah, so
if it's
you need
gonna,
more plant to achieve your weight.
yeah. But you said it's really a lot of it's really orangey.
Orangey? What do you mean?
Yeah, is it like it smells like oranges and stuff, or what?
No, no, no. It's more
Mangoes?
mango or citrus
Okay,
with the Chernobyl. No, you got no orange in it. You got more of the male that come through with the citrus sometime. It's on the male side, and otherwise, if you got that kind of mango smell, it's from the other side.
gotcha.
But they smell quite good. Some of the
Uh, uh,
plant are super stinky from the veg time, but
what's their
It's not every plant like that, but there was some plant that were stinky from the veg. In veg,
What's their
there
mold
was
res What's their mold resistance like? How are they at mold?
the Chernobyl is not too bad for that.
Okay. Just asking. Just asking. And
The bud
what about
structure is pretty loose
how much
for some of
stretch
the plant.
does it get? A lot of stretch, a little stretch, or just kind of medium stretch when it goes into flower?
They don't get really super tall, but they are still on the tall side.
Okay.
So I would say medium-sized plant with good spacing in between the node. And they are quite floppy. So you may need some support. But just a couple stake and you're gonna be good. They are kind of floppy, but they hand well with a couple stake. May mostly the biggest branch, on the crown. So you had the coot seeds, you had the shish cavalry, the Jack the Ripper, and what's the other strain that the ghost strain?
Oh, Ghost Train Haze.
Yeah,
Ghost Train Haze times XXX. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one I want to make some. I'm gonna make some. I think I'm gonna make some static hash out of that.
great,
I think I'm
great.
gonna make
I
some
love
stat.
static hash.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna make a little bit of static hash here.
I got some hash tonight, but I don't think it would be a good idea to smoke some hash. I'll pass out on the show again. I may be better to continue to smoke my blue cheese. Yeah, blue cheese is a clone that is passed around in Quebec for nearly 20 years. Some blue cheese. That's pretty much the oldest strain that I got right now. Uh, oh, and I got some Congo A's also. But I don't like that much of Congo A's. It doesn't get me that stone. Like, it gets you high if you smoke 2 joints in a row.
In the morning
Not strong enough.
and smoke 2 joints at night.
Yeah, you need to smoke 2 joints. And
Smoke
then
two
you
joints
smoke
in
two
the
joints.
afternoon. Make you
And
feel all
then you
right.
feel alright. What you smoking on tonight, Patan?
I'm still smoking that guava hash. Although I do have some rosin too. I forgot. This from
Oh,
like
I got
somebody
some
sent.
rosin too, but I don't smoke a lot of rosin.
Yeah, but this is like, hold on.
Oh, it's yellow.
Yeah.
I love when your dog's face comes perfectly in focus behind you.
Yeah, like appear and disappear.
He just appears and disappears. It's awesome.
Yeah. They're both throwing their coats right now, so there's like so
Mad
much for
hair. Yeah.
she wants a dab, clearly. They're fucking great. They've been
Yeah.
outside all day and they're like, we want to go back outside. I'm trying to hunt that skunk out there. Fucking jerks.
So Wes, when you gonna get those seeds, those feminized seeds? Will you make a giveaway in the show for a tester?
What's that? Oh, yeah, we can definitely give some
Only
away.
only the people that didn't get their seeds from stolen from Fumidor. I'm just kidding.
Send a set to Fumidor.
This is how you distribute seeds, you cunt.
Does anyone know how to get spider mites to hibernate on seeds?
Actually, infect them. Soak them all in HLVD plant juice.
Or maybe soak the seed in calcitonin.
Oh, make them all polyploids.
Yeah, to make some polyploid.
Nice.
You could.
So that's a funny thing that we keep talking about the Chernobyl for a reason, Wes.
What
You
reason?
know, you know
Besides the
that's
fact
the only project to find something in the Chernobyl for filial generation that I've heard from. Like it could have been done with other strain, but it just happened that the Chernobyl was one of those strain that have. There is like three version of the Chernobyl F3. There is three version of the backcross. There's a bunch of hybrid from it that need to be explored again. But there's a lot of seeds of those Chernobyl project that have not been popped in big quantity like you were hoping to get. Because the goal was to pop 100 seeds, find the best female in it, make seeds with it, pop another 100 seeds from another female, see what we can find, make a filial generation again, and continue for each of the best female that we find along the line. So it started to be really long to do that because sometimes you don't find a majority of good plant in the breed, but you find one of the plant that it's super good and you're gonna make seeds with it. And maybe another female, it's like majority of the plant are pretty good, but you don't find that special plant in it. So it's not bad because at least you can share those seeds for production. Uh, you can pop from seeds for production with that type of seeds. So I don't know if it's clear in what I'm trying to explain, but doesn't mean that because your plant don't population doesn't have a majority of winner that you won't be able to find that special plant. So don't worry with the quest.
Welcome,
Just
Groski.
pop more seeds. What's up,
Oh,
Garski?
you're muted, Groski.
How's it going today?
Well,
Yeah?
yourself?
Oh, just dandy as candy, man. Just getting done with work. Just got done counting my register. I was listening to you guys talk about what plants you're working with. Figured I'd bug Potent and ask him about those skunks that he popped, if he popped them yet.
No, I didn't pop them yet. We just got hold on, I could probably well, I guess I should wait till I get permission yet to show pictures of it. But yeah, we have not popped them yet, but we basically have the room finished. Well, almost at some point in this month, in June, we'll have everything finished, plumbed up. But we're gonna pop a bunch of seeds here in the next little while. We just got a little bit of a delay, but
Yeah.
everything's moving forward. But yeah,
Okay.
working on it.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I finally got some seeds popping out of the soil at home. I fenced it off so like the chickens are finally away from it, although like they hop the fence and start picking at it. So we'll see how many things actually pop out of the ground this year. Because this is
Yeah,
like,
what's do not get eaten by the chickens?
Because you're
yeah, that's just some of them, like in this picture. So, I mean, I have basically 100 of them. So
nice.
they're fierce, man. There's they're at the
But you're
back.
gonna butcher some of them this summer, right?
Eh, I mean, I've got some ideas later on after I do some chicken breeding. Maybe I'll see which ones grow faster and like harvest them. But I just want egg production.
Yeah,
So
they're still worth more than gold in this country. So
yeah, yeah. So I mean, eggs are roughly 85 cents a piece. You know, on the regular market. And if you go to the right markets, you can sell your eggs for $1 a piece. And if I play my cards right, I'll have like 80 eggs a day. So I mean, it's if I keep on hatching them out of the incubator, eventually I could make a living wage just selling eggs. But we'll we'll see. Uh, I've been messing around with some plants. Forgot exactly. It's RS11 times Candy Rain.
Hey, wait a minute. Are you gonna be omega-6 egg with your hemp?
Was that?
If your chicken are eating hemp seeds, are they gonna be omega-6 rich?
Sure. Yeah.
So you got a selling point there.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. I don't know. I don't know how that works though. How they allow live.
My friend was feeding with hemp seeds in his chicken coop, and it was making it rich in omega-6.
Yeah, because like I think they were.
It's seafood or hemp seeds. You can add seafood like the seafood oil, or add some hemp seeds. And if you add some hemp seeds in the mix, you got better omega-6 in it.
Yeah, they feed them soy. I think
No,
most of the times they feed the birds soy and then say that it has the omega
no, they
fat.
supplement the soy with the fish oil, the seafood oil. I was working in the plant with they were pressing krill oil, and they add some krill oil to the chicken food to make the omega-6 egg. So you can make the same thing with the hemp seeds. You
Yeah.
still have omega-6 in it.
Yeah, I'll probably wait a year or so before I go ham on the plants again.
Where's
Um,
mommy?
just trying to keep it low key this year because I still got that other individual that I have to be concerned about saying something if paperwork doesn't go right or if they become a lunatic.
Yeah, you
So
have to be careful on your hemp seeds
yeah,
production.
yeah. I mean, I guess if I had, I could probably do a workaround if I got a hemp license and then did hemp seed production. So maybe if I just looked into the paperwork and looked into the production to make hemp seeds, I might be able to get a workaround so that I could have a bunch of
Yeah,
seeds that
you could
side
grow some Hokkaido hemp.
or do
You know
the
the Hokkaido hemp from Japan?
okay. And then I could do like the THCA workaround as well, and then just harvest early. You know, do the
But as
farm.
long as you don't harvest for the THC, you still be good. You harvest the seeds, and the seeds still have no THC.
Yeah, it just seems like, I mean, whatever pops up this year, I'll be happy with. I just watered some plants last night that were from last year, and I actually
We're
saw,
gonna have to make you grow some Chernobyl.
right? That's one of my favorites. I think it's in my top 100. It's probably in my top 10 if I thought about it. I like uh I like Chernobyl, or I liked Chernobyl quite a bit when I had it. I liked it a lot. It was a good one. No, I heard Wes, you're reversing some of those plants. Oh, sorry, buddy. Did you mute it?
I am. I'm reversing one of Coots' one BXs there, and it seems to be working so far. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So how far away from seed production are you on that, do you think?
I don't know, because he said his go on for a while, so I feel like it should be able to take make a few seeds anyways, maybe not be the most bumper crop of seeds. We should be able to make a few seeds if it starts fairly soon. I would expect in the next couple days by the way the flowers are taking shape. But we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. See how it works out. A little late in the timing, but
Yeah. What? So if it
I
went
didn't
through the,
realize how easy the silver thiosulfite was to make or to use, really. Yeah, I always thought it was harder than it was, and it was quite simple.
you made it yourself?
Yeah, I mixed it. I bought the stuff online and mixed it myself. Yeah.
Nice.
Wes and John is now officially a chemist. Backyard scientist.
Sweet, dude. We should like cook up some meth, bro. Let's do this.
Yeah, you got the shake and bake method. It seems easy to do. You should try it.
Shake and bake meth. That'd be so cool in the drugstores coming to you.
Yeah, you only need a 2-liter soda barrel,
What the fuck
and you
kind of
can have your own lab at home. Don't do that, kids.
Yeah, don't try this at home. That'd be hilarious. Let's see what's going on with this clone. How long you had the
So
clone for?
maybe a giveaway of seeds next year.
The coot one? Oh, I haven't had it very long. This is the first run with it. Well, this is the first run of clones off of the first set. So
Yeah, that's why I say by the end of this year, maybe you'll get a nice batch of seeds.
that's right.
Yeah, man, that'll be nice. Yeah, I had some seeds from last year that I harvested and cured, and I already made seeds in the tent during the winter season. They're starting to mature, so I'm already putting those in the soil. And then had some plants that I re-vegged from harvesting October, and I need to up pot those now and get those used to the light timing outside. So I'll have a few plants here or there, but one is growing in an earth pot right now that hatched
Nice.
outside naturally. So I don't know exactly what it is, but I put my plants inside a shed in October, November. They were like seeded up and then dropped into another plant. So we'll see.
Breathing exercise with the bong.
Oh, that was great.
Nice breathing exercise, huh?
Take a deep breath. So, what are you most excited in your seeds collection that you wish to pop at one point?
There's a few things: the mango tie, purple tie, red leb. Oh, I forgot the other ones in it.
Is it red leb puck or red leb something
Yeah,
else?
so it's the mango tie, or excuse me, mango haze times purple tie times red Lebanese times purple tie, and then it's got one more in there plus puck. So it's a puck back cross.
Ash plant puck.
Yeah, I'd have to look up the
So
cross.
it's a Thai ash plant puck.
It's
That
like
puck gets crazy frosty. I remember when that first hit. I forget what year it was. 2019, I think it was. When I first saw that, when Bob Hemphill brought that to the Regen conference, and that shit was so fucking nice.
Yeah,
Or
this
maybe
one
it
was
was 2022. I forget.
purple flowers, had a nice strong smell, had a good effect, even though it was seeded up. And yeah, it was something.
Red
That I-
Leb gets really thick, like squared off stems. You know, sometimes they're very like have like sharp edges. Like they get like almost like a square shape or triangle shape. It does
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have some of that growing right now. I've got a female inside the tent. That's been growing basically since December from the seeds that I made outside with that cross. I'm excited about that because it had a really strong effect. And I had another one that smelled like strawberry daiquiri. So it's kind of smelled like a heavy pour rum strawberry daiquiri, you know? And some animal cookie funk punch from Brainstrap Area 420 in Mumford, Colorado. I've been working with that cross for a while. And yeah, just a bunch of different things, man. And then I went into my like seed vault, I guess, over the last couple of years. I have a bunch of plants. I had the whole plant and I had like a bucket and I just kept on throwing whole plants like stems in there. And then I put a bunch of different grass seeds and chia seeds, a bunch of different stuff, and broadcasted it all over my backyard just to see what the chickens would eat and then poop back out again and maybe grow in the ground. And then buried a bunch of that stuff in my lawn garden, in my circle garden, and all of that stuff starting to pop out. So just thousands of seeds just broadcasted just to see what actually would survive from the chickens going all over foraging. And yeah, hatched a few baby birds in the bedroom the other day. One hatched. It was one of the last ones. So last night I put a glove on, took it out of the incubator after it was there for 24 hours and shoved it under the mother hen last night, getting all pecked up. So that was kind of fun. So one of them's already getting broody, making some babies early in the season in Colorado. So yeah, I'll have a shit ton of birds. It'll be pretty intense.
But if you get a rooster, you're gonna get your fertilized egg, and or what you gonna do with the rooster? You're gonna let it up aside or what?
Oh yeah, I believe I have 7 roosters, and then I hatched 20. I hatched 20 eggs in my incubator out of 41, and I was kind of in a rush to do it because my red jungle fowl got killed. So I wanted to get as many eggs from his lineage as I could. So 20 of them hatched, and I'm already starting to see some baby roosters from April 17th. So I'll have some more roosters. I'll probably have like 12 roosters. But if I have
But you need to let them aside so that you don't affect your egg production, right?
no, I mean, as long as you put them in the refrigerator, you don't have to worry about them basically
Yeah,
growing the egg.
yeah, people just don't like them to buy them though when they have a fertilized embryo.
Yeah. Unless you get those people that want the
Want them
7
for hatching. Yeah,
where they can hatch it open and eat duck soup.
absolutely.
I just saw a video of that the other day. It kind of blew my mind that people actually do that on purpose. Because it takes approximately 21 days for the chicken to form, and they're eating 17-day-old eggs where like the body is basically formed as a soup when they crack open the egg. Like hot sauce and broth.
Crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what people would prefer. But once they're refrigerated, it kind of stops the process. So if I collected them every day and made sure to refrigerate them, I don't think I'd have a problem. But I'd probably just sell them at my local store, like the grocery store I work at. I already had probably 15, 20 people talking about they'd like some eggs, getting them farm fresh.
But my
And
friend was keeping the rooster aside for meat.
yeah, a lot of people like to harvest the roosters. So, I mean, if I have maybe 12, 15 roosters and 80 hens or 90 hens, I don't see it being a problem because they kind of keep the hens in line. They actually organize the flock a little bit better. They don't pick on each other as much. It kind of takes control. So, but yeah, if I wanted to do proper egg production without fertilization, I have a separate section that I can quadrant off the hens, or actually have a house for the roosters. Just snatch them all up at night and put them out there. But they actually have relationships. It's pretty funny. So like I had one of the hens that was missing her feathers. I I have about 6 of them that are really getting picked at by the roosters. So I put them in a separate shed with the brand new chickens that I hatched. And the hen was trying to get out, and the rooster was trying to knock down the chicken wire. And they were both talking to each other, trying to like get together. So like they're like actually a couple. So it's pretty funny. They start to form relationships. Chickens are dating.
Crazy.
Yeah, for
Or
sure.
are you starting a new app, the chicken dating app?
Yeah, they call chicken plucker.
Chicken fucker.
Yeah.
I got a funny story about that actually. So, it was like I had a roommate back in Philly, and he used to work as a manager at PetSmart. And I had a girlfriend that lived with me, and we went out for like our 1 year anniversary or whatever it was. at the time, and we went out to dinner, went to a show or a movie or something like that, or went somewhere else afterwards. Came back, my roommate starts pounding on the wall, and here he had a fever of like 107, and it was like February. So we like took him and like shoved. We lived in like the basement floor, so we took him and shoved him out the window into the snow because it was snowing. And then like my I went and cleared the car off, and my ex went and was like putting snow around him to like cool his body down because he was so hot that like he was gonna die like by the time we took him to the hospital at that point. So because he was 107, like your brain cooks pretty quickly at that temperature. So we so we take him to the hospital after cooling him down a bit, and like he was like in intensive care and shit. It was bad. Well, here he got an avian chlamydia from one of the birds at the PetSmart, and he had like birds on his gown, the fucking curtain, and in the room had birds on it. Like everything had fucking birds on it. And the nurse was like, "You gotta tell them birds no glove, no love," and snapped her glove. Dude, it was so fucking funny, dude. All the nurses were making fun of him, and like it was really, really funny.
A chlamydia from the chicken?
From the bird, it was probably from a parrot or something.
So he was like touching the bird and then touched his dick or what? The fuck?
No, it's a respiratory. You can breathe it in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude. So you just, yeah, that would be fucking awful. Chicken fucker.
So, anyways, I'll have to see if I can find it. I took a picture. We got him a birthday cake, and it said "Happy Birthday, Chicken Fucker," and it had like a little bird with like a cracked egg that had taken a shit inside its egg, and it was smoking a joint. It's fucking great.
Oh shit. What you, Evil, did you say you had blue cheese? You had an old blue cheese that you still grow?
Oh, it's one of my friend that grew blue cheese. Yeah, it's an old cut of blue cheese that he got. He grew a ton of strain. He got kosher kush and other strain, but yeah, he see highly the blue cheese. It's pretty frosty, man. Honestly, it's pretty frosty.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could make it through the camera.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a blue cheese in a small cup since October. It just died a couple days ago. I still have some seeds left.
I only have small nuggets of it.
My favorite kind of cheese, I guess, the one that I had was Princess Leia. I needed a separate
But
pipe
we
for,
don't see it really well, right?
no. There's a hue behind you from the light.
Yeah, the light is back from me. It should be front of me so that it doesn't affect. I don't have a light in front of me.
Yeah.
But it's pretty frosty.
Nice.
It doesn't have a loud taste to me. I was remembering the blue cheese as being more loud taste than that, but I don't know. Taste Wheat doesn't taste lately for me. I cannot taste any wheat.
I needed a separate pipe for the one from Princess Leia. Like after I smoked that, I couldn't really taste anything other than like this cheese.
Yeah, right. There's some strain like that that you needed sound pipe.
Yeah. I don't know. I need to get back into growing it again without any seeds. I haven't done it in many years. I think, well, basically been 6 years with seeds with no Sensi.
You got
So
enough seeds. You should start to grow some of those seeds. Find a good mom.
yeah, just like the tent inside at least, and just have some self-control. Just get a fucking because I do have one plant that I cut some clones last night, just put into a cup just to see if it would fucking root by itself. And I got aloe plant too. I might just stick it in the aloe plant and see what happens. But it's pretty hardy. It doesn't get a lot of pest pressure. I got aphids and spider mites and powdery mildew running around the whole house in the two tents, and this plant isn't very worked up at all. Barely anything on it. Maybe one leaf had some gray on it, but it didn't look like powdery mildew. It just looked like it was an unhappy leaf. So pretty happy about that. Got a couple plants actually that didn't really get any PM on them and very little bug pressure if any at all. So after 5 months, well, like 4 months of heavy pest pressure, these two plants are doing really well. So looking forward to growing those. Kind of move forward in the progression, but have a tent full of flower would be kind of nice.
Yeah, you're gonna get your pest-resistant plant to grow from. You should make some clone from it and sell clone from pest-resistant plant.
Well, yeah, except it's fucking hilarious, dude. It always is my luck that it's a plant that doesn't have a name. It's no name. So it
It
was the
doesn't
no.
matter. If they are
Yeah,
resistant to bug, it's what's important.
yeah, for sure. For sure. Just send it to a couple people that actually can grow. See what happens in their environments. See if it holds true.
Yeah,
Could
it's
just
a shame that we are in different country because we would be able to make some exchange and advance in our genetic.
right. Don't worry. Someday I'll invent my blockchain plant. Just have a recipe and then you enter it into the soil and it creates the plant for you.
Yeah, blockchain.
A little CRISPR blockchain goes a long way. You know, genetically modified cannabis.
So, have you smoked something lately, Garsky? You were talking
Have I
about the
what?
new pipe. Have you smoked anything lately?
Nah, nah. It's been a while, man. It's been a while since I've done anything. No mushrooms, no nada. But I was kind of fixing up, maybe taking a few puffs of the DMT in a little bit. Go go write some code. See how we exist on another plane or something like last time. That was scary as fuck, man. I'll tell you what. I've never like felt so cool and so astounded, but so like, what the fuck was that? Like before in a experience. And then I set it aside for the last 4 months. Well, even longer than that. And I feel like it's almost time to go back to it to understand what the heck it was.
I never took DMT.
Yeah, I mean, there's this guy talking about looking into this red um, laser, like a laser beam, and all these people are talking about how they can see code. And I was just like, well, I didn't need the red laser to see that, so I'm not quite sure. Not quite
Oh,
sure
it's
what.
one of those DMT hallucination that's most common.
I don't know.
There's a elf. You know about the elf on DMT? Where
Well,
people
that's what
see
some people
elf.
are saying. Yeah, that's what some people are saying. See like these. entities that speak a different language. And my one friend, he makes DMT and he does it intravenously. So he's on a DMT trip for like 30, 45 minutes. And he says he has like a guide and it has like feminine energy. And Terrence McKenna talks about how he was learning a new language from these entities. And there's other people that say like there's a gateway and you're waiting in a waiting room and then you move on to the outside realm. So with my experience, it wasn't like what other people were talking about. Like I saw code. Like it was a red code that encompassed me and it felt like I was being fed data. And then it just felt like it was telling me like to just pay attention with my eyes and my subconscious would be learning. And I was just like, okay. But it made me feel like I was a generated computer code. So it
That's a
was,
weird one. You
yeah,
take DMT to become a PC.
I guess. I mean, you know, some people say we're all just a program. And maybe my subconscious was just like fucking with me and I didn't take enough. Who knows? So, I mean, I don't know what the right measurement is for me as opposed to other individuals or like how you could perfectly smoke it and get like the exact amount right. So, and like I said, that other guy I know, he shoots it up. So,
That's quite something that I would never take it intravenous.
yeah. So
Have you heard of the store in Vancouver that they sell DMT pen and LSD and mushroom?
yeah, I've heard of
Jenna
that.
Larson.
I I I can't wait till all this bullshit is over with when it comes to all this paperwork and relationship turmoil that I'm going through right now, where I can just be mentally happy again and not have to worry about this other shit on my days off. But yeah, it would be nice to just take a hit or take some gel and just fucking go away for 15 hours, 18 hours and just kind of chill for a little bit. Just
Yeah, with the gel tab.
yeah, yeah. Cause I mean, dude, I've been holding on to a fucking sheet for months. So yeah, I got some black pyramid with gold flake, and I just been holding it. Got this DMT, just been holding it. Got a bunch of blotter, just been holding it. Just got some fucking smoke, just been holding it. I just been working with the chickens and my puppy, training
You're
my puppy.
harder.
What's that?
You're harder.
Yeah, yeah, I've been hoarding. But yeah,
A
man,
drug hoarder, the worst kind.
well, if you're closer, bro, I'd just be like, here, man, you want some? And I have been giving it away too. Like, I've got friends and shit, man. The first thing I do when I get an ounce of mushrooms is give away at least, you know, an eighth or two to people I don't even know, just so they can have fun up here in Telluride.
Nice.
Like I just think it's necessary to give until it hurts, you know. But yeah, man, eventually everything will fucking calm down a little bit and I'll be able to kind of relax and do my own thing again. But in the interim, I'm looking forward to the grow season. Really looking forward to it. Find some more plants. And like I said, maybe have some self-control and get some plants outside that don't get pollinated.
What?
Actually, flower. Right?
Those amazing experiments are just not going to happen anymore. Those unknown crosses.
The unknown cross. Yeah, man. I don't know. Like I said, I'll try to have self-control. It doesn't mean I'll have it. I haven't. I look at plants and I'm like, you guys need to do stuff together. I enjoy the
Plant sex therapy.
plant sex therapy. That's a fucking t-shirt. That's definitely a t-shirt.
I need my plant sex therapy.
Yeah, PST. I'll fucking come out with a strain name PST, baby.
Plant
Right?
sex there.
Yeah, man. PST.
Doesn't mean please send tell anymore. Really showing my age on that one with the EverQuest speak.
EverQuest?
Yeah, PST is originally from EverQuest. Please send tell. The messages were called tells/tell. EverQuest. EverQuest 1 was great. EverQuest 2 was fun too.
I don't
So-
remember request.
Are you growing anything personal, Steve?
We just finished putting the liners in it to grow. So yeah, I'll have a whole private service. I don't grow at where I live at the moment, no, but I have a separate pheno hunting room where I grow is just for pheno hunting, where I can grow and play around and do whatever. Try to find stuff for the breeding.
What are you gonna do next?
I got a bunch of skunk, alleged skunks, and then like a bunch of cool stuff. I have like a red Marif Pam 1. I have red leb puck, sour lime, and a couple of other really cool ones. Some Don Megalary chimes, and a few others. I don't know. I have to go back and look at the list. I picked up some cool stuff too from what's his name? Heavy Days and a couple of others.
You gonna pop any Mr. Green Jeans?
Yeah, I got a bunch of his stuff. I actually have one of his Oreos, and then I have one that's called Triple X at the house or at the grow rather. That are the Triple X smells like burger meat, and then the Oreo smells like DMT. It says DMT cut.
Yeah. You were saying like DMT fucking burning plastic.
Yeah, it smells like burning plastic, tastes like chocolate. It's awesome.
The seeds, or did you have a clone?
Oh no, I got clones from him. I just went down and picked him up a couple weeks ago.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, because he lives
Fuck.
down in North LA-ish.
Nice. Dude, that's fantastic. That dude's super chill.
I have every seed line that he's grown since he started up again. I have at least like 20 or so of each one.
Yeah, dude, I remember he was on. I don't know if I was on or if I was just watching, but you were like reminding him of plants he had forgot about. You have so many of his fucking seeds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, it was like,
Well, I test a lot of them and I send him a lot of genetics, and then when I have lots of them, I give them out sometimes too. So
yeah, yeah. I thought that was fucking hilarious, dude. Because he was talking to you and you started saying like the numbers and stuff. He's like, "Oh, wait, what was that one again?" And you're like telling him.
yeah, I see. I've grown so much of his shit that I know what most of his codes are for his different strains by memory.
Yeah. Yeah, and then a couple of them you're like, I'm gonna have to get back to you, but I have it written down because I have them all written down.
Yeah. Yeah, I have most of them in a spreadsheet. I don't have my whole seed collection on a spreadsheet, but I have his stuff and some of the other stuff in the spreadsheet.
Yeah. So you have his Oreo again, huh?
Yep. It's one of my favorites taste-wise.
Yeah. What about effect?
It hits pretty good.
Nice.
Flavor is fucking awesome.
DMT.
Well, it tastes like chocolate. It just smells like DMT.
All right. That's
Yeah, no,
fucking.
DMT tastes like shit in general.
I thought it tasted like fucking chrysanthemums. Like fucking what are those bombs? The fucking uh paraffin or not paraffin? Fucking what the heck's they called? The ones that have the chrysanthemums. It's you can bomb your plants with them. It's a natural way to get rid of.
Pyrethrin?
Yeah, pyrethrin.
Yeah.
I thought DMT kind of tasted and smelled like pyrethrin.
A little bit, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know. Care to share any of your experiences with that stuff?
With DMT,
Uh-huh.
as far as using it or making it.
You could expand on that one if you'd like to.
Well, if you want to get into like drug synthesis, it really is like probably the best entry level thing to get into. Like you can do it backwards with melatonin with like a little bit of glassware to do 5-MeO, and which is like really simple process. Or you can do like the mimosa hostilis extraction. There's like 400 different plants you can extract it from, but like what's it called? There's a plant. What the fuck was it called? 1 second. I'll think of it.
Supposedly there's like a grass that has it.
There's an aquatic grass actually that grows really easy.
Aquatic grass in
Chacruna. That's what I was thinking of. Chacruna is another good one. If you want to grow something that's like a big bush that no one's gonna know what the fuck it is in your house, it's a good one.
Yeah, like I'd grow it near the irrigation ditch. Fucking all of a sudden.
But the chacrunas and then most of your acacia species, especially your Australian ones, are really high. There's most of the ones in Africa have a lot in it. Illinois bundle flower, if you're in Illinois or Iowa, also has a lot of it. Trying to think, a couple of others. A lot of your Varola trees have it as well. So there's lots of different plants. You can kind of look up what's in your area, but chacruna is the one that I've always grown a lot of, just because you can grow it. It's like a shrub, and you can grow it in a pot in your house pretty easily. You can put it out in the summertime, bring it in the wintertime. But it's easy to extract. The thing is, like, what pisses me off is like lower quality stuff that's like 88% to like 96%, 97% is going to be like yellow or orange or red because people don't pull all the plant oils out. And all they have to do is do the purge process, the same method they use, but just purge it a second time, the same way they dropped it out. And you can separate all that really easily. So, like, it should be like if it's really pure, it'll be like clear or like milky crystals, like with no color, like no yellow, no orange. It should be clear or just, slightly milky clear. Then you're at 99 plus.
Okay, because yeah, the stuff that I have kind of almost looks like
Probably yellow.
like yeah, pollen.
Yeah. I mean it's still higher percentage, but it's gonna taste a lot more off than it will be if it's clear. With the clear stuff, it has much less of that like unpleasant taste. I like to melt it onto mullein leaves. I'll take a bunch like the crystals and just take a regular lighter, just melt the crystals into the mullein leaf, and then take your torch and then torch that up or put it on like a dab rig and just dedicate a set, one dab rig to that. because it'll make your dab rig taste. I mean, you got to wash it quite a few times to get the flavor out. So
Yeah. Well, dude, I mean, like, I smoked it out of my bubbler, and I had forgot I had forgot about it. Well, not really forgot about it, but I thought I had smoked it all out. And then I like, kind of smoked a nug, and all of a sudden I was like, oh, there I go again. Like just all of a sudden kind of fading off into the black. Like, oh, I guess I should have a dedicated piece of glass for just this, so
yeah,
that I don't like goof and have that happen again. But the individual that was helping me with it, he uses one of those protopipes, or I don't know, one of the electric pipes that he just uses for that has a lid, and he can get it at the perfect temperature that's good for him, and get like 2 or 3 good pulls. And if his old lady's sitting next to him and help him out, she can put the pipe to his lips and he can get a fourth one, so he can go a little bit longer, disappear for a little while. So yeah, it was a very interesting experience after coming back down again for like the last, well, for maybe 15-20 minutes or so, not being able to walk around the house too much and not doing too many things, and kind of like shifting in and out of temporal space, like not understanding the concept of time, if that makes any sense.
yeah. I don't know. When I take it, I mean, I always do big doses though. I'll like fall through the hole with all the fractals and then end up, on the other side, one of the places.
So, did you have any interactions with anything, or?
Yeah, you got the little like mechno gnomes and the attendants, and then like, I remember the first time I did it, I like dropped into like outer space, but it had like a grid, like a laser grid on it, and then I could kind of like look around and see like all kinds of cool space stuff, and then it ended up in like a almost like an Egyptian kind of architecture like place for a while. If you take like MAOIs and stuff like that, you can really extend the experience.
Can you help me with that acronym?
Mono Monoxide something inhibitors. I don't know. It's like your passion flower or Syrian rue. If you're really into chemistry, you can bump up the Syrian rue, or Cappy Copy for tetrahydroharmaline, or Harmala, which is mostly what's in your Syrian rue.
Am I?
Or
I'm gonna
there's
have to go to that.
Harmaline, which is in a different plant.
So a lot of this stuff might be at that event in Denver, that conference that happens every 2 years.
Yeah, I was trying to get out there. I don't know if I'm gonna make it, but I'm thinking about it.
That'd be cool, dude. Yeah, man, I've got some people that own a retreat, and they do a bunch of stuff. And one of the ladies, she started putting things out for like a women's group and already had like 100 people join. They're gonna be there doing their thing. They're just road tripping right now. Just got back and got some more supplies so they could go back out. And they said the event's happening soon. When is it? Do you remember?
Like second weekend of June. It's like the weekend after Dude Grows Cup, something like that.
Yeah. And then last year they had a hallucinogenic thing going on during the Dudes Grow Cup in Boulder, I think. So
I'm not sure. I missed it. I'm gonna try and make Dude Grows Cup, but I've been it's been so busy with the shit going on here, trying to get open, trying to get our products on the market by July.
yeah, no doubt. Fucking I haven't talked to Miles in months. I need to find out if he's going or not. I'd say go Go bug him and hang out at his booth. You tried DMT, Wes?
I have. I have quite a few times. Quite a few times. I've seen a lot of hieroglyphics when I take it. I've been to like space. I've been to like a room with the gnomes in it, but like the or whatever you want to call them, the little dudes in the corner. Anyways, they didn't really come out, but they're tripping me out anyways when I was there. And then one time I seen a shape that was like an entity that was like producing these 3D shapes that were sounds as well as shapes and things right in front of me. But the first time I seen a lot of like hieroglyphics and shit that I didn't understand, like still don't understand, never seen them before in my life, and but it's all seemed to be like Egyptian or fucking Aztec fucking symbols, and then yeah, but it was I enjoy it. I enjoy it. It's a good getaway. I like it because it's a nice quick one in and out. Sometimes those other ones are hallucinogens, you're just on them for too long, so it's hard to block off that much reality. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean, but this one just like, you know how you go on a roller coaster and you're like, you do that drop and you get that feeling in the pit of your stomach where you're weightless for a moment?
Yeah, you make it through, but you make it through that first drop, and none of the other ones are really that anything after, though. But yeah, I know what you're
And like,
saying.
so like that's kind
Kind
of when I
of,
to feel that and then phasing out like this high pitched noise, and it gave me like a happy anxiety, and then I couldn't, like I was in a dream state and then I was in reality and then I was in a dream state and then I was just like code, and I was like, what the fuck is going on?
hmm. Well, no, I've never seen code, but I have seen. I've seen the code I seen was like just like
Glyphs.
fucking Aztec symbols. So, yeah, just glyphs. Shit,
Yeah.
I had no idea what it said.
Which, yeah. Would you be able to like scribe it if you saw it again?
Yeah, no, I could
Like,
definitely draw. I could definitely draw a couple. I could definitely draw a couple of the shapes for sure. Uh,
they're still in your memory.
somewhat.
Yeah, that's just these feelings of like, it just made me feel a little wigged out because it wasn't, like you, if you eat acid or if you eat mushrooms, like you have a good time when you're doing it, but there could be a few times where you're like, am I speaking to God right now?
Good.
Am I?
As long as you think you are.
Aren't we all gods?
We're all good. I don't know, man. I don't feel like God right now.
Well, what is God supposed to feel like? I mean,
Don't
I
know.
don't know. I would maybe feel different.
right? Would you feel a
Uh,
whole lot of responsibility?
Oh, I guess. I don't know, man. I never ask myself that kind of God question. What is to be God?
Ambivalence is my
It's too
understanding.
much for me, man. I think you're gonna roll a joint instead. It's gonna answer my question of will I roll a joint or not.
Oh, it's like
So,
I wonder what it's like to be God. Oh, let me just roll a joint. Well, tell me more, Wes. That was kind of cool. So you said you saw glyphs, And then Poten said that he saw like a grid. And I've never seen any of these entities. Did they seem friendly?
Yeah, they totally do. They kind of seem like they're just watching you from a safe distance for the first while to see, like they're checking you out. But yeah, and I've never had any of the entities. Like some people say that they come and like guide you, but I've never experienced anything like that.
Yeah, and then Terrence McKenna was talking about how they jump inside your chest. And then there was these other guys that were in this country that he was in that they blow DMT up their noses, and they have a competition to see how many can catch all the entities in their chest, and then they slap each other really hard to try to knock them out. Like it's kind of like a
Ritual of some sort.
yeah.
Huh.
Have you listened to any of the Terrence McKenna talks that he had? Like,
No.
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Yeah.
He was on I believe he was on one of Potent's fucking, one of Potent's, you had Terrence McKenna on, you had Terrence McKenna on, didn't you?
No, I've talked to him about coming on, but I haven't had a chance to get him on. But I know a bunch of his friends. I've talked to him, but I haven't had him on yet. I really avoided doing um, psychedelic content for the most part because it tends to make channels disappear. One of my
Fair enough.
favorite mushroom foraging channels got deleted in that way.
I think it'd be neat if you had one that was, I don't know, like what? Could you get away with it on X now?
No, I mean I could probably get away with it now, but it's still you have to like be very careful about what you say and stuff without getting flagged. More so than weed, and weed's pretty bad. I mean, I stopped putting people's website links in their descriptions because I kept getting pegged.
Yeah.
So I just put social media links because it seems to not ever get you in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe if I can get my puppy to fall asleep before I do, maybe I'll get back into that, see what I can see. That one dude's advice was just like, don't look for anything, don't try to find anything, just let it happen. And that's the best way to experience it, was to just have an open mind.
Nice. I am like still dealing with stomach issues from 2 days ago.
No doubt. How's the little one?
He's doing good. He's mobile now, so
Yeah.
he's crawling around. He's like almost walking already. He's like kind of skipping the crawling phase. It's like not
Yeah,
completely walking yet, but he can stand up, holding himself up now and everything. So it's not long.
for sure, dude. And some new sounds.
Yep.
Yep.
He's already figured out how to like change the video on this fucking tablet and shit. And it's like, man, you're not old enough for that shit yet. What are you doing?
Yeah. Just keep that tech as far away as possible, dude. He's got plenty of
Well,
time.
it's good when like it's nap time and they like put on Miss Rachel or some other or David Attenborough. He really likes Attenborough or a couple of other ones. So we just put that on and then he like falls asleep pretty quickly.
Yeah, I would rock and sing to Robert. That was fun. Walk him around the house until he fell asleep.
I've been making an
Sometimes you
effort to.
when he got older, because he knew once I picked him up and started walking him in circles and started singing to him, he knew he'd fall asleep and he didn't want to go to sleep. So he'd like wiggle out of my arms and be like, "No, Dad, no."
I got him
Like,
one of
what?
those jumpers you attach to the ceiling, so he like jumps all around, and he's
Yeah,
like dog height now, so you can like look at the dogs in the face. And
yeah. You do have one of those then?
yeah,
Yeah, we had one that you could uh hang to the doorway. It was like
Yeah,
a big
Jolly Jumper.
and yeah, it was like it snapped all the way up to like basically his nipples. So like he just slide him in there and he could jump up and down and the dog would lick the crap out of
yeah, yeah.
him.
Yep. Feed them and then let the dogs in there and clean them up.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, the dog's the dishwasher, bro.
Yep. Yep. The
Yeah,
pre-wash, you know. The
yeah,
dishwasher
yeah,
is really just to sterilize.
yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. The fucking the
Like who
pre-soap.
has a dog and like doesn't use them to clean the dishes? It's like they got to pull their weight somehow.
Yeah. Yeah, as long as I'm not like putting seasonings and shit on the eggs in the morning, like because I'll cook burger and eggs for me and the dog. And when I'm done eating my portion, I'll just throw the plate down on the floor and fucking cheese all over it, dude. It's the greatest.
Mine the other day, I came home and I was like, I smell the gas on. And here they had like jumped up on the stove and then like pushed in and turned the knob enough to like turn the gas on
Oh,
and
no.
like ate the
Dang.
bacon off the dish or whatever that was in the skillet, or duck fat or whatever it was. I
Yeah,
use a lot of duck fat. There's a place nearby you can get really good quality duck fat, so I use that in place of butter a lot of the time.
that sounds fucking delicious. Yeah, that's one of my favorite dishes is duck confit. Duck rendered in duck fat.
Yeah, you
So good.
never get enough duck fat. Have you ever tried to make some fry in your duck fat?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I love deep frying shit on that, especially like get some like mushrooms, deep fry them in that shit. Oh, so good.
There's a donut place out here that makes their donuts with Canadian geese fat. Pretty
shut the
fucking
front door.
choice. So good. They're so good.
I'm sure, dude. Smack your mom in the mouth good.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, man. Duck. Ooh, that'd be so good. Like duck fat frosting,
Hell yeah.
red cake, cookies, duck fat. Yeah, man. All right. Just make a restaurant centered in duck fat.
Can you cook bacon in duck fat?
Why would you do that? Why?
Why not?
I mean,
I
like,
mean,
The question is, can you deep fry duck in pig fat?
I think if I had to choose a fat to cook with, if I had to choose one or the other, it would be duck fat over bacon. I think I like duck
Yeah,
fat
for
more.
sure.
Yeah.
I disagree.
Or beef tallow.
Give me the bacon.
You like the bacon grease better?
Bacon's a food group. Yeah, I always have a bowl of bacon grease on my counter. And then until the fucking somebody else in the house that's cooking or one of my friends or the cleaning lady fucking moves it to where the dogs can get to it, and then it's all over. The
Oh man.
last two ones have been cleaning people like cleaning and then leaving it too close to the edge of the counter and not like up on the shelf where it needs to be.
Yeah, and then you fucking got your dogs shitting all over the place for the next 3 days. Yeah. Well, shit. Yeah, I'm gonna head down the road in a little bit. Fucking, I got off tomorrow. I got to work on fucking awesome paperwork that's already late. Give away my small fortune, you know, all the good stuff.
You've not buried your treasure on a desert island?
No, I gave advice to my one friend just the other day. He's a, he he's like, oh, I got my girlfriend pregnant, and he's joking around because he's been dating her for a while, and he really likes her. So fucking, I was like, before you do anything else, put your shit in an irrevocable trust, or at least a revocable trust. Like, put all your shit, everything you own. He's like, oh, I just own a truck. If she wants that, she can have it. I was like, you lucky motherfucker. Like, all you've got is a truck. That's great. I don't just have a truck. Oh well. Life goes on. Oh, my tales of woe. Enough complaining. It's just money.
You can make more.
Yeah, I can. Kind of a pain in the dick when you take 10 years to make it.
Yeah.
Endless years left on my life, but it's whatever. Well, shit. Yeah, man. Well, I hope you guys have fun growing, and I hope you get a chance to get that room together, Potent.
I'll have
You
it
said
together
you-
here soon. We have it most of the way finished. We're just, I forget, we're waiting on something. I don't remember what it is.
Yeah. Basically, got like another couple of weeks until you drop the seats.
Yeah, probably like a week or two. I don't know.
Nice.
I'm gonna be down there tomorrow, so I'll kind of see where we're at. They did some work over the weekend while I wasn't there, so
Yeah, that'll be cool to see Oreo growing out.
yeah, it's fun. I'm excited to just pop a bunch of the weirder shit that I've been sitting on for a long time.
Yeah, it'd be cool to see Green Jean stuff come to life. Some of his older stuff. Would you do any more like increases or anything like that because his seeds are so old if you got them to pop?
Some of them, I mean, some stuff I would like. I have a bunch of my old blue hash. That's from like 2014, 2015. Like, I need to refresh that real bad. And then also gonna do a refresh on I want to do a big refresh open pollination on the Zimbabwe seeds because nobody has those out on the market right now. And then I want to do, there's a couple of others that I want to refresh that are just unique or different or, particularly interesting.
And you can do that in your tester room?
Yeah. Yeah. We're going to get a couple of tents and throw them in the corner and then just to use it for pollinations.
Nice. You
Yeah,
don't have
and
to
then
have a camera?
we'll have like 2 beds that are like 18 by 4, something like that, in the flowering room and the same in the bedroom. And kind of just use it for pheno hunting stuff. So it'll be cool. I'll have lots of like a couple ounces of a lot of cool shit all the time. Or like at least a lot of different shit.
Nice.
So it'll be cool for like mining through. I want to do like little review videos for each one, talk about the profile on it and stuff like that,
Yeah, that sounds amazing. That'll be a lot of fun. Yeah, and then like a how-to video on how to mine DMT would be kind of cool too. So I look forward to it.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm doing a video of that one.
You already got video of that on the net, I'm pretty
I
sure.
was gonna say you go
Go
on
on
like
Arrowhead.
DMT Nexus or Arrowwood, yeah. DMT Nexus is probably the best one if you're into that kind of chemistry, but Arrowwood's got a shit. Arrowwood has a lot of cool free resources too. They have a lot of ebooks and things like that people don't realize, aside from the drug reports. Like
Who
PCall and
does?
TCall is on there in PDF form, for instance.
Which website is that?
Arrowwood?
Heroin?
No,
Arrowhead.
Arrowwood.
Heroid?
Here, I'll show you.
Yeah. I'll take a screenshot.
This is Arrowwood. And if you don't know about this and you do drugs or your kids do drugs or asking drug questions, this is like the website. So this is the main screen, but you go here. It has like, here's your different chemicals, here's your different pharmaceuticals, here's your smart drugs, here's your plants, herbs, common psychedelics, or psychoactives. A bunch of short lists of different stuff here. And then you got like all these different, so you got the library, they have a bookstore, online books, free books, P-Call and T-Call, Arrowwood extracts, a bunch of other stuff. So for instance, like we'll go, just click DMT. It shows a picture of it, has like, common names, what the actual chemical name is, blah, 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 general info, T-Call entry in that book, different resources for, plants that can be extracted for it, the history of it, traditional uses, Q&A when people ask in their little forum, articles and writings, research journals, synthesis and extractions, personal experiences, which is awesome because you can get like different like experience, people like mix different things too. So if you ever like, can you do this with this? Like it's a good resource of stuff that's been vetted. Lots of different primary and secondary resources, links to legality, legal stuff, like anything you would really need to like learn about a drug and like for safe use exists on this website. And that's what's so great about it is it teaches people like, okay, like what can you do? And, how do you make it safely? What is a safe dosage? What can you safely mix it with? It just helps people use responsibly.
Yeah, for sure. No, that's great. That sounds like an awesome resource. Definitely would like to probably do a little bit of Q&A with my AI, see if it could look up that website and then ask it some questions.
There's a thing somewhere on here too. You can download the whole website and use it offline as well, somewhere on here. Forget where it is on the website here, but yeah, you can download like most of the website or the database that it's built on.
Nice. Yeah, I always just like those resources. And like I said, I really enjoyed the experience. It was just overwhelming to get more data points from other people that have tried it or how they imbibe it or how they extract it from other plants. It'd be kind of cool to understand how to do it. But I don't know about that whole intravenous thing. Like to be in for 45 minutes. That's pretty intense.
Yeah. Well, that's what ayahuasca is. MAOI and DMT. So, but like your easiest entry level one that's like safe for people that don't know what they're doing would be like passion flower extract, but you have to take a decent amount. But that's a good one for like entry level people. And then when you get more experience, you can get into like tetrahydroharmaline, which is from a capi plant. Can't remember the Latin name, but you can look up capi, you'll find it. And then you really know what you're doing. You can get into like Syrian Rue and the Harmaline and Harmala stuff. And that's much more advanced. But like if you fuck that dosage up, like it's the last time that you fuck it up. So like triple check your math and your dosages and all that when you're doing it. Like,
Oh, because you could definitely OD,
yes, much, yeah. Whereas like you can take kind of an obscene amount of the passion flower extract before you're going to be in trouble, in comparison at least.
Sure.
Like you're going to get a stomach ache and throw up before you're going to like OD most of the time with the passion flower extract. Whereas the other one you can just, you use like half a leaf when you do Syrian rue extract kind of thing, or like a very tiny amount. Like again, it's extremely concentrated, so you got to be careful. But it's a whole separate way to like modify it. But it works for LSD, it works for mushrooms, any kind of psychedelic. It's going to amplify DMT. All those, it'll amplify the experience and prolong the experience to make that
Passion
dosage
flower.
hit a lot harder.
Passion flower will extend your.
Yeah, take it like 30 minutes, 45 minutes before, and then take your psychedelic and it'll amplify the experience.
Dang.
Yep.
What about
Any,
Salvia divinorum?
I don't know, man. I just never had a really good experience on salvia, and I've like not really seen anybody. I only know maybe one person that really enjoyed salvia. I mean, it's easy to grow. Like you can grow it in your house and just have enough on hand to do it. But it's just very like salvia and LSA to me both are like very like negative feeling and like just unpleasant and jarring in comparison to like other stuff. So like I've made both and I just don't I don't know, I just don't like it. They're not comfortable. It's just I don't know any other way to describe it. It's just not pleasant. I
Yeah.
did the whole Hawaiian baby wood rose extract. We also did the morning glory extract and it's just not something I enjoyed.
Okay. Who'd you have teach you that stuff? I mean, that just sounds like kind of heavy duty work.
What's that?
Oh, I was saying, how do you get taught how to do that stuff? Like, it sounds like heavy duty work.
Well, so there's quite a few. There's probably, well, there used to be 5 or 6 really good apothecaries in Philadelphia. And if you hang out at the apothecary long enough where everyone's buying ingredients, you eventually meet some cool people. I used to also know a bunch of cool chemists that I met through doing like the Wiccan community and in one of the areas of Philadelphia I used to hang out at. A bunch of the Wiccans were chemists, but that and then also, so they used to have these computer shows, and the computer shows used to have, you could buy like hacker tools, which was like a bunch of like people that did IT or hackers that broke into networks or like IT people that like had compiled like a toolkit for tool like web like software tools for fixing networks or detecting intruders and stuff like that. So you could buy those discs at those CDs at the computer shows, and a lot of times those discs would have like a how to grow weed folder or like a how to make drugs folder or whatever. So I kind of like compiled a bunch of those over time and had access to that resource. And then I turned on to PCall and TCall pretty early when I was younger, and Shulgin was kind of the man with all that stuff. So that really will teach you most of what you need to know. But and then also just experimentation, right? You gotta just do it to learn some of it. But not a hobby I'm currently doing, but something I enjoy doing.
Yeah, because I mean, like, I like the psychedelic realm, and I like to feel different and understand exploring different realms and feeling different excitements in the mind. You know, like the difference between eating mushrooms and sitting at a campfire late at night looking at the stars, or sitting in your room in complete darkness with no noise and no outside light, or being at work, or being at a club and tripping, or it's just like the experiences are all different. So understanding shorter ones that only last 10 to 15 minutes, but they're pretty darn intense. It's kind of fun because it's like expanding your mind in a different sort of way. I don't know. I find it fascinating.
Yeah. No, it's cool. And then
Sound
now they
funny.
learned that there's like natural MAOIs and some mushroom strains. And there's all these different triterpenoids, and we still haven't mapped out like what all that shit does yet. And that'll be like a whole new realm of that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I saw they were starting to isolate LSD to start to do like the therapeutic properties without the
Yeah, I
hallucinating.
saw that. I forget what they call it,
Yeah.
SRT or something like that. It's like a new molecule that they
Yeah,
made.
they remove the psychedelic effect, but they still have the benefit in the brain. And they want to use it for schizophrenic.
I had my buddy had a nephew that was like bipolar with schizophrenic mania, and he was like really schizophrenic, and he started microdosing mushrooms, and he tastes like half a gram of mushrooms in the morning and the evening, and it's like he went from being in like juvenile hall and like 13 or 14 to like graduating college with straight A's, like got his shit together, and like really really fucking helped him out and really seemed to help him you know get control of his life again, which was really cool. It was in
Yeah,
Colorado.
traumatic brain injury, like kind of learned to speak again and organize things and get my memory back and stuff, and did some microdosing for a while with it helped with speech.
Lion's mane will help a lot with that too, for like fixing and repairing stuff. And then believe it or not, Ambient is really known for doing that. A sleep aid.
The over the counter.
No, like, well, lion's mane's over the counter. Ambient is, you could get a prescription for it, but it's like a sleep aid, but it helps a lot with like post brain damage, or like a lot of soldiers that have been like IED'd and stuff and got shockwave damage and stuff like that. It helps them a lot with like fixing it. Or people that are in a coma a long time, they'll give them a dose of Ambien and they'll wake up and that kind of stuff. It like reconnects parts of the brain suddenly. They have no idea how it works, but it works.
Interesting.
It's other options to try, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
Yeah, like Mucuna parensis bean and lion's mane is a good combo, or with a little bit of a microdose of psilocybin. That triple combo is going to do really good for like trying to get you to repair some of that stuff or help with reduce the scarring and things like that.
Yeah, for sure. No, it sounds like I should get my ass to this psychedelic thing that happens every 2 years in Denver.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, I just need a chicken sitter.
Sure, you can find a chicken sitter.
Right.
You only have to show up in the morning and the
chicken
evening, right?
You cannot let your chicken for a day or two.
Yeah, they're still babies, man. Like, look at them. See how little they are still? They're not full grown. No, I'm sure like if I got my shit together and like actually was organized, and put my dog in a kennel, although she doesn't have any shots, so I probably couldn't get her to go to a kennel because I haven't gotten her any shots yet.
You can get those at Tractor Supply. You can get the like 10-in-1 and 12-in-1.
I don't know if I'm too keen on giving her any. I don't know if I'm being naive about it or if I'm saving her some problems.
We at least need to get her a rabies one because that shit sucks. The rabies shot, I've gotten the rabies shot last year, so it's not that bad. It's tetanus shot's way fucking worse.
Yeah, tetanus doesn't seem really necessary.
But the rabies shot sucks because they have to inject you around the bite site. So they injected my face.
Oh,
That's
because
fun.
you had no idea if the animal had it or not, huh?
Yeah, well, there was a dog that had gotten in. Our neighbor had made, her mom had made RSO because she like had cancer, and took the like leftover material and put it in the compost pile, and the dog went out and ate it, and so the dog is on like a methanol drunk state, which is causing it to have seizures, and then it's fucking high as shit. So it's like running around and then turning off and then laying on the ground and then running around again and all that. So they didn't know what was wrong with it. So I went to pick it up to put it in the car after it flopped over. And I was almost to the car and it woke up and just bit me in the face. So it had neurological, symptoms. So I had to get the rabies shot because that's not a fun way to go. If you're gonna die, it's a pretty horrible way to go. So I ended up going to the hospital and getting those shots, which was not fun. But but yeah, it was only 3 rounds of shots. It wasn't too bad. And then they had to put like, it was like 10 milliliters or 5 milliliters, some insane amount of fucking, there's like a big ass fucking syringe. No, it was at least 10 milliliters. I remember in the size of that syringe, and I use 30 milliliter syringes all the time in the lab for dosing products. So it was fucking crazy. But yeah, they had to like inject all the antibodies all around my face, which was not fun.
that sounds awful.
Yeah, they inject a bunch of antibodies all around the bite site, and then they give you the vaccine. So you get like the 1, 2. But if you
Yeah,
ever need to get it, like don't be afraid. A lot of people are afraid of it because it like some people, the old versions had people had reactions to it, but the new ones they have now are not bad. And it's also like the health department pays for it because they don't want rabies outbreaks. So it's one of those ones where you can get the government to pay for it most of the time in the US. Like they paid for
yeah,
mine. I just went to the health department instead of going to the hospital for it.
yeah. My dog's old enough to get shots now because she's born on Halloween. So like, but I haven't gotten her any rounds of shots yet. I'm a bit leery. The last dog I had, um, she was fine. Everything was going okay, and then she had like this problem with her paw, and they needed her to get up to date with her shots. And like the next day, she started having seizures, and I was just like, motherfucker. Like she was perfectly fine, nothing wrong with her whatsoever. The day after she goes to the vet, she started having seizures. So
I had to treat my dog for ehrlichiosis. My male got ehrlichiosis from ticks in fucking Tennessee because Tennessee sucks.
yeah, people are saying at least get the rabies for her, like take her to the vet, get a rabies shot. The rabies vaccine, and then somebody was saying something else too. I'm just not sure, man. I don't like any of that shit. Guess it's just the way it has to be.
Do you see
Crazy.
the Russians had like most of their nuclear facilities construction plans leaked today?
Oh, what?
Yeah,
The
like all their
construction
top
plan of
secret,
leak.
their top secret nuclear bunker, command bunkers, and all the missile silos, all the stuff that they worked on in the last like upgrading the last 20 years or whatever. They put all the construction files into like this library for their contractors, and someone figured out access to it.
And found out where all of the locations
As
are.
security protocols, locations of all the sensors for each base, like everything you would need to penetrate these places. Every last fucking detail. Not where the bathrooms are, everything. Like one of the biggest military leaks ever.
Right. Yeah. I mean, bro, if you've ever been to their metro, when I was in their metro, in their underground tunnels where their subway is, I was just like, dude, if there's ever a nuclear holocaust, they're like so more prepared for this shit than the Americas. But I guess in the Americas, they have a bunch of tunnels that they don't allow people to use unless they're like the super elite. So, I mean, Russia just shows their hand. They're like, well, they even fucking put it out.
What's that article?
But I mean, their tunnels were like miles underground, and they had trains going everywhere. And then they had a bunch of things that were blocked off or locked off that you couldn't go through or walk through. And I mean, they definitely had their shit going on. That's hilarious. Well, I'm gonna peace out and stock these shelves and get out of here.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, I think we might as well follow suit.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for stopping by, Groski. Always a pleasure visiting with you, brother.
No, thanks for the
All right.
education. I appreciate it.
Oh.
You guys have a blessed evening, and I'll see you on the
too,
flip
man.
side. I'll see you in the code, man.
In the code, brother.
All right. See you in
All
the
right.
code.
Peace.
See you on.
All right. Well, I think we'll
All right.
cut the live pretty much here. Peace out, everybody.